Franklin the Remarkable. The Arlesdale Railway, otherwise known as the Small Railway, is the only minimum gauge line on the island of Sodor. Frank is one of 4 diesels working on the railway. He tends to be a grumpy engine. He was especially grumpy when an important visitor, who visited the railway to write a book about the small engines, didn't include Frank in his book. This was because the author didn't know Frank even existed.
Oi, Frank! Watch it, will you?
He has been a lot more grumpy since then.
It is so unfair! Why should the Steamies be exclusively featured in a book and not me?
For the last time, Frank! The special visitor didn't know you
Existed. That's right. He didn't know I existed! That's the most insulting thing an engine could ever experience!
Then maybe you should do something remarkable, Frank.
Remarkable? What kind of nonsense is that?
What Rex is saying is perhaps doing something remarkable would be worth reading about.
Duck's right. The visitor wrote a story about Mike's whistle and that one vendetta that Bert had with the author.
And what about that story of you and Willie's woe bales, eh, Rex?
I prefer we don't talk about that, thank you.
Something remarkable, eh?
Good morning, engines. We have a very important day ahead of us.
Important?
Something that you are far from.
Mike!
Anyways, engines, today's important because the board has hired a group of travel experts to write a tourist guide of the railway.
A what guide? You see, Jock, tourist guides are special guidebooks for tourists. They list interesting locations for tourists to view.
Excuse me. Does that basically mean looking for something, I don't know, remarkable?
Well, you could put it that way, Frank. Now, there will be 2 rounds of trains today. One that heads up to Arlesdale, and one back to Alsburg West. Rex, I'll be relying on you with the first train up to Arlesdale and...
Oh, please, sir! May I take the second train? Please, 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 I beg you.
I'm sorry, Frank, but I've already decided to have Sigrid of Arlesdale take the second train. I need you at the quarry with Bert.
Excuse me, sir, can I have a quick word with you?
Oh, how unfortunate.
What is that, sir?
It seems the Sigrid has had troubles with her brake pipe this morning. Oh well. Bert, you don't mind working at the quarry alone, then?
Well... Sure I can, sir.
Very well. Frank, you may take the second train today, seeing as you're eager to do so.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Frank was excited. He was thinking about all the remarkable things to show the travel experts. It was all he could think about.
Well, you're looking very eager.
Eager? Of course I'm eager. I get to finally do something remarkable.
Frank, is this about the whole book talk we had yesterday?
What? Of course not. That would be very, 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 very childish of me.
You seemed very eager about it this morning.
Yeah? And so what? I just want to be useful. That's all. How about everyone stops butting in to everything I do? Thank you.
Whatever you say, Franklin the Remarkable. Oh, that Frank.
Frank ignored Rex's comment. and awaited for his special passengers to climb aboard.
Yippee! Off we go!
So far so smooth. We're making good time as well.
Oh, what's this all about?
We're slowing things down for the travel experts to study the scenery that they probably missed on their first train.
But the riverside isn't that remarkable. If they want something remarkable, I'll show it to them.
Settle down, Frank!
But Frank didn't listen.
I know something remarkable. I'll show them the forest by Mothwaite. They'll love the little critters there.
Uh-oh!
Whoa! That was close.
Watch it, Frank! You nearly crashed into me!
Sorry, Mike. Remarkable sightseeing waits for no one.
What type of nonsense is that Diesel speaking of?
Now, isn't this remarkable?
Frank, we need to go back! This line is limited!
But Frank didn't listen. All he could think about was how remarkable and memorable this trip would be.
Frank!
Oh, be quiet. Nothing bad will happen. Bert's too busy working at the quarry, so he won't be using the...
Frank!
Oh, no. Oh, no!
Oh dear.
Ow. That was excruciatingly painful.
Goodness gracious! What on earth was that?
Frank tried to answer, but he was completely dazed.
Now we'll never make it back on time. So much for a remarkable sightseeing on this railway.
I'm very sorry.
What were you thinking, Frank? This line is limited for a reason.
I just wanted to show something remarkable. I guess I was in over my head. I'm definitely nowhere near Franklin the Remarkable, am I?
Well, I hope you've learned your lesson, Frank. And as a punishment, you'll help out the Blister Twins in cleaning up this.
I say, Mr. Duncan, perhaps traveling down this line wasn't bad after all.
I beg your pardon?
Who knew a forest situated near a loud and busy quarry could have so much in store? A perfect place for picnic, hiking or camping. I was initially not pleased with the travel, but this detour, although unfortunate, was a good choice after all.
Are you sure about that?
I have to concur, sir. That's why I enjoy working at the quarry. It means having to travel back and forward through this lovely forest. My driver can testify that as well.
Well, that is quite remarkable to hear, Frank. It seems your little detour wasn't all for nothing. However, what you did was still careless, and for that, you'll still be punished. But instead of helping the blisters, you'll be staying at the sheds for a while instead.
Frank was pleased to hear that. He was put back on the rails and shunted back to Arlesburg by the blisters. Shortly after the travel expert's visit, the official Arlesdale guidebook was published and released.
Looky here, Frank. The forest by Marfrate is a pleasant sight to behold for picnicking, camping, biking, and sightseeing. Strongly recommended by Franklin the Remarkable.
Oh, is that what it really says on the tour guide?
I guess people will now call you Franklin the Remarkable from now on.
Well, I don't mind it really.
You should feel proud for yourself, Frank. I guess that makes up for not being featured in a literature book.
Well, I guess that's kind of great.
Well, beats being known as the engine who lost his whistle.
All Franklin could do was smile with glee. He knows now that the outcome of impressions isn't always fortunate. Nonetheless, feeling special is not always a virtue. And that's what Frank thought was truly remarkable to know.